So we're back. I'm always doing that. I'm so sorry. Okay. That's what the markers do, actually. Okay,
Yes.
so our next movie is Patty.
Yeah.
And it's Bad Santa, right?
Bad Santa. Okay.
You have all been chosen for the starring role as Santa Claus.
Damn it! What do you want? What do you want? What are you doing?
When it came to holiday spirit,
Look who's here. It's Santa.
I'm on my lunch break, okay?
Willie's never had it.
It's not real.
Well, it was real. I got sick and all the hair fell out.
How'd you get sick?
I loved a woman that wasn't clean.
Mrs. Santa?
No, it was her sister.
Oh, no.
But he's gonna get it.
You're that kid.
Where's your sleigh?
It's in the shop.
Where's the reindeer?
I stable them.
Where's the stable?
Next to the shop.
How do they sleep?
Are you messing with me? There's something about the guy that makes me uneasy. Maybe there's something I could fire him for.
A man is a sexual being.
Now, a hopeless kid
Wedgie.
and a Santa nobody liked are teaching each other a lesson.
Is that your underwear?
Part of it.
Where's the rest of it? Actually, I don't want to know. Put your dukes up. You gotta learn to stand up for yourself.
Oh, no.
Scream at him. See,
He is pathetic.
scream! Be loud!
You don't hit in the...
What's wrong with you? He's just a kid.
I told you I didn't want to do this. Huh? Oh, good.
This holiday season, the naughtiest guy in town just might discover
He's a really sweet kid, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess so.
how to be nice.
Good night, Santa. Good night, Mrs. Santa's sister.
Billy Bob Thornton,
So do you like kids?
What do you think? I'm some kind of pervert or something?
I just mean because you're Santa Claus.
Bernie Mac,
Get him out of here.
What do you mean, get him out of here? I'm a dwarf, so unless you got a forklift handy, maybe you should lend a hand,
Got some lip on you, midget.
Yeah? Well, these lips were on your wife last night.
Tony Cox, Bad Santa.
Bad Santa. It's got Billy Bob Thornton, who I'm not really that into.
You and Angelina Jolie.
Yeah. Tony Cox, John Ritter, and my God, who's the other guy?
Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac.
Oh,
right.
Bernie Mac.
Which is funny. I don't know why they gave him that part. It was just, it didn't bring out Bernie Mac. But anyway, it's the story of,
Well, I thought he was great in it.
well, he's always great. But so Willie, which is Billy Bob Thornton, and Tony Cox, which is Marcus, they play a Santa and an elf who go around to all these stores every Christmas, and basically they play Santa and the elf, but really what they're doing is they're robbing the place. But Billy Bob Thornton is a major alcoholic, major fuck up, a major dislikable guy. And he's getting worse and worse. And is it Marcus? Yeah, Marcus Tony Cox is kind of trying to keep him on the
Straight and narrow.
straight, well,
not even
straight
straight
as narrow as you can. Right.
Keep him sober, yeah.
Together.
And it starts catching the eye of Bernie Mac, the security guard, which I don't know why that part was in there because it really didn't play up Bernie Mac, but he's keeping his eye on him, right?
It's John Ritter, right, that notices him and takes that to Bernie Mac.
Yeah, they have really small parts, John Ritter and Bernie Mac, but it doesn't really go anywhere with what they're doing, except they've got their eye on them. But really what the story is about is, and I call it the salvation of the movie, is this child, this unbelievable kid named Thurman Merman, and he's played by Brett Kelly. And he really makes the movie. He believes Billy Bob is really Santa and invites him to stay at his house where the only person taking care of him is Cloris Leachman, who likes to make sandwiches.
His grandmother.
And his grandmother because his parents take off somewhere. He's a really lonely kid. Kids beat him up. But this kid is the absolute star of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's because of this kid that I like the movie. he believes so much that Billy Bob, I mean, he's so like angelic looking, and he's just so like a happy soul. But angelic is the perfect word for him. And he, no matter what Billy Bob does, he just totally accepts it. And it's like, would you like a cookie? Or, you know, he's just a kind person. And you start seeing Billy Bob get attached to this kid, which I think is really sweet in Billy Bob's way, in an alcoholic, crazy person way. And that's why I picked the movie. I thought this kid was like a friggin' star, because if they had not picked this child, I don't think any other kid could have played that part. And so the ending of it is, nothing I'm going to tell you. I forgot.
He's just dead people.
Okay. He's just dead people. And
You see Billy Bob start to slowly get on his way to humanity again.
Vaughn?
Yes. I sort of agree, but I still say it is the relationship between the young boy and Billy Bob Thornton's character
Totally.
that really makes the movie.
Absolutely.
I thoroughly agree with you. But I also claim it's not just the young boy, it is Billy Bob Thornton who really hammers in how unpleasant. Because, like you said, and I don't know if you allow swearing on it, but it makes me laugh. I'm roaring with laughter.
You mean on this
when
show?
the kid, yes.
Go right ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
When the kid literally is asking all these questions, like, so what kind of, how come you have a car? Don't you have a sleigh? And all that. He keeps
your
answering.
sled? Yeah.
He
Where are
keeps
the
answering.
reindeer?
To which, I mean, several times, Billy Bob Thornton is just like, "Are you fucking with me?" He gets so angry because I am right there with him.
Yeah.
Because this kid, like you said, very, naive and angelic things, but you could tell he's starved for affection from a male
Absolutely.
person. He's raised by his grandmother. His father's away, what you believe is on business. I think that's what he's told you're getting, but you find out into the movie something else has happened. And another thing but I also claim another thing that sort of interferes with Billy Bob Thornton's horrible character is, of course, finding a woman. And she also encourages, in fact, she's the one who points it out on Christmas that, he's such a sweet kid. And he goes, "You really think so?" I mean, it's that kind of, like, he doesn't notice children. He just want to have sex.
Yeah.
In fact, that's how he sort of gets busted, because John Ritter hears him having sex with somebody in a dressing room.
Ladies.
Right?
The big and
And
tall
then
one.
takes, right, the big
Plus-sized
tall, right.
women's, yeah.
So it is sort of, I remember watching this movie, and the only reason I saw this movie was because the director, Terry Zwigoff, he had done a documentary called Crumb, which I really loved, about the artist R. Crumb. But his second movie was Ghost World, which I think was my
Ghost World. I love that
favorite
movie.
movie from 2001. I think that was my favorite.
That was a great movie.
So when this one came out, I thought, okay, this is going to seem different. And boy, was it different. I mean, I thought Bad Santa, but I never thought I'd watch a Santa that was so unpleasant. Pisses himself, he's drunk. I mean, he just is the worst
kids and
possible
kids
Santa.
Right.
Yeah, that it's like, okay, this has just grabbed me now. This is going to become perennial for me every
He's
single
telling
year.
the kid, Mrs. Santa kicked me out because I slept with Mrs. Santa's sister. To give an idea that.
To which is how he introduces the woman that he basically sleeps with as Mrs. Santa's sister.
Yes.
Yeah, the kid says good night.
Yeah.
Good night, Mrs. Santa's sister.
Yes.
In fact, that was the odd point too, is the fact that he's called the kid. And that was the one thing, because his name alone is just so
yeah.
priceless.
Oh, yeah.
And you
Yeah.
realize there's a reason you don't hear that name throughout the thing. Another odd thing I did find out, though, because I even watched it a second time, is the opening and ending credits, is for some reason Cloris Leachman is not credited for the movie whatsoever. I haven't looked on IMDb, but she's not on the opening credits, she's not on the ending credits.
Wow.
And it's not like you don't notice her, because she has a couple funny bits in
Yes.
it too. And that's what this movie is. This movie is to me a bunch of hilarious little bits. Another person, like you said, Tony Cox. He is just
yes.
as unpleasant as Billy Bob Thornton, except he is in that obnoxious swearing. He is a hateful elf. He just all he cares is about he just cares about the money. and he's married to Lauren Tom, this quote unquote
Another dragon lady.
an Asian kind of bride,
Oh my God, she
male
was
bride.
great.
I mean, all these characters, like I said, I think are very good. I enjoyed them all, and sometimes you wonder why are they there, but I think it's just because of these little vignettes of life that happens. Now, as far as the Christmas theme. It actually has, bizarrely enough, again, another very touching ending, in my opinion, of what happens. Because, not to give too much away, but it does get violent at one point, but it's all about the heist, whether they set up. And I have to admit, I just thought, how can this be funny? How can this be Christmassy? How can anyone watch this a second time? And here I was, I went to the theaters and watched it like 4 times because I thought it was that good.
Yeah.
And I think you're right, though. It has to do with the dynamics of watching Billy Bob Thornton's character seemingly change because you don't really think he's going to change. And that was the important part. But I did enjoy it. I thought this is, as I had mentioned earlier, one of the most disturbing yet most Christmassy movies you'll ever see.
That's kind I like Verlon.
Sean?
Oh, it's a DD for me. Debbie Downer.
Debbie Downer, okay.
Yeah, this movie wasn't for me, but holy crap. That fucking kid, man. Every scene with the kid and Billy Bob Thornton is genius. It's just genius. I mean, that kid is awesome. Brett Kelly, is that his name?
Yeah.
Brett.
Mm-hmm. His real name or his...
Brett Kelly is his name.
Yeah. Thurman Merman.
Yeah.
To keep that face, they had to be cracking up at times on that set.
I believe that kid. That's how good he was.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah,
but you just, there are times when Billy Bob Thornton is yelling at him, and you just know there had to have been laughter, and
but it's one of
because his face is so angelic and he's so
Sweet.
soft, and those eyes, and then he's just when he's like, "Are you fucking kidding with me?" Whatever. What was the line?
Are you fucking with me?
As a lot.
I mean, because the kid's old enough to get the jokes in it. You know what I mean? He's old enough as a kid. So every scene with Billy Bob Thornton and this kid was genius. The scene in the boxing ring.
Oh God! Yeah.
I almost peed myself. I was like, if I could have, I was on the floor, but if I could have gotten closer to the floor, I would have been rolling.
Oh my God!
I mean, I seriously when the kid starts, and then Marcus hits him, and then they're kicking on the ground. There's an overshot, and they're trying to kick each other. I seriously almost peed myself because I was laughing so hard.
I don't think Marcus got enough. What do you call it?
Playtime, roll time.
No, not roll time, but credit because he really holds.
Who's this?
The
Tony
glue.
Cox. Yeah, he's
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
The guy who plays the elf.
my turn.
He really holds his shit together.
Yeah, to me, it was a hit or miss. They could have gone either way more slapsticky and less violent-y, even though
and crude, probably.
Vulgar.
Or just go all the way,
Down and
more.
dirty.
Yeah. So it didn't quite work for me, but I think it's worth seeing just for the scenes with the kid and Billy Bob Thornton.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I love the movie. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I like Billy Bob Thornton. I really love the. I like, insults. In the Latino world, if we're always trying to insult each other, and that's a term of endearment. So, and the better the insult, the more you enjoy it. And this movie had especially Tony Cox. He was Marcus. I say he's a master of the insults. I mean, I used to remind me of Al Bundy, Married with Children.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
you guys watch,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys watch Scrubs.
Yeah.
No,
I love the
the
Scrubs.
major doctor. He was constantly insulting he was And that would just crack me up. So, anyways, yeah, Tony Cox, that was my. He was just everything he said was just cracking me up. The also Billy Bob Thornton, as a drunken Santa when he's in the mall and all the kids are coming up asking for a present. Just the way he's just so.
Mean?
You know what I mean? What's the word? It's just no. It's just he's blunt. He's profanity. He's just so profane, and so that was just cracking me up. And also, I was thinking actually, I just have 2 new points when you guys were talking that I wish I had my pen. How how your personality changes when you have to care about somebody else. And there's the one scene where the kids gets. Well, I don't know if I'm giving too much away, but Billy Bob Thornton is trying to commit suicide. And then the kids goes up, what are you doing? He's got the pose with the car and everything. Oh, whatever. Okay, so he walks away. The kid walks away. The kid is water off a duck's back.
Yeah.
Everything. He's okay, so he walks away.
Hey.
He's like, wait a minute, kid, come here. Wait, what? He's got a black eye. What happened?
Yeah.
In the next scene, he's beating up the kid that punched him. So the minute you have to care for somebody else, that changes you.
Yeah.
And I think that was a turning point for him. That was where the movie switched.
because he kept.
He's like, okay, that's it.
Got
You have a reason to live.
Yeah, he had a reason to live. So that he stopped him from committing suicide. And I thought that it's kind of psychological too. The movie's about redemption, and also the movie shows what happens in your childhood affects your adulthood. And Bad Santa, he was abused as a child, his father, everything. So it shows how that in a couple of movies like this actually that we done. So and then but it's really the kid that changes him, like I said, caring for somebody else. And it shows also I thought that it shows that most bad people are not bad, they're just consequences of their environment. So Billy and I said I couldn't help liking Billy Bob Thornton, even though he was just terrible, but yeah, he was so you can feel that deep down inside he was a really nice guy. It's just the environment that made him what he was.
I really never got that.
Well,
He was a really nice
I
guy.
really think that's a stretch.
Oh yeah. And
big stretch.
And the kid brought it out. Anyways,
Yeah,
I
I don't think you get that. Sorry, until
yeah.
these interactions keep happening with the child.
Because he makes this
He
expression
evolves.
I think this was the coarsest, grossest movie you could have made with a child involved in it, right?
And get away with it.
And get away with it, yeah. But I have to say that the cast, they're the only people who could have pulled this off.
Absolutely.
It's like Billy Bob Thornton is like amazing. He is an amazing actor, and I believe he could only pull this character off. He is so disgusting and awful, right? That
he takes a true disgusting person.
He could make, because it's a complicated character. Yeah. Because it's a character that's totally disgusting and awful that I was like, I don't even know if I should like this movie. It's just so awful. And it was like, but he's complicated. And like that okay. Everybody's Bernie Mac, John Ritter. Oh my God! There was like and I really feel like Bernie Mac probably had a bigger part,
got cut
but
out.
it was cut out.
Yeah,
because he's actually the
even
security.
John Ritter.
Well, John Ritter is
classic.
It's amazing. He's as equally funny as Billy Bob Thornton, but in a totally different way. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like he's. And then I really like the character of Lauren Tom, who played Louise. She's a smaller character in the show, but she is so callous. The way she's an equal to Billy Bob Thornton, but way more together.
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of like these people are so diabolical and awful. And actually, I thought that Tony Cox's character was one of the human characters.
Yes, he was.
Oh, that's hilarious because no, he really wasn't.
But I thought he was
nice
too.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
He was nice to other people when he had to be.
Yeah,
he knew how to do it.
He could function.
Which is why he and the Lauren Tom, that was the perfect mail order bride for him to get.
Oh my God, they were perfect.
Oh, they were horrible.
So, anyways,
And can I
go
say?
ahead.
I just wanted, because that's what I wanted to say. Like earlier, when the elf is going through the store and he's got the pictures. He's looking at like the shit in the cabinets and he's like pulling. And I knew exactly like, without, because you hadn't seen her yet in the movie. And I'm like, oh my God, he's.
And even at
she
the
gave
end,
him pictures of the shit she wanted.
But remember that the one lipstick, so he kind of threw it until he
But
could find
also
out
he's
whatever the one
but thing
lipstick
is,
was.
he's a badass. And the next scene, he's doing her nails. But she is a tough one.
Yeah, she's tough. So,
just looking.
I loved. It was a great movie. It was very funny. I was really disgusted with myself for thinking it was so funny. But you know what I mean? It was like this guy is disgusting, but he's funny.
The one-liners were great.
I think that only Billy Bob Thornton could have pulled this off.
And one thing I will say that I did like about
One
thing I did like about the movie that I did not notice, because I probably haven't watched this in 10 years. But the fact that Octavia Spencer shows up in a small little role.
I know. Did you see that?
And what is the guy's name? The guy
Octavia Spencer.
Where is
Mike
she?
and Molly. What's his name?
Billy
Gardell.
I love
when he
Mike
goes to his
Molly.
motel.
Yeah, so it's
and
like
there's people.
just to see
Oh,
those
that's
different
right.
things.
Yes.
Well, she plays
That's
a
why I
prostitute.
kept saying to you. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got the
so
big
so
wig
it's sort of
on.
neat for me to see those kind of things
Coming up.
and like I said, the cast, and that's what I mean, that every little set piece is sort of funny. And that's why even what is her name? Lauren Ambrose playing the woman. She's
The Gilmore
Jewish,
Girls.
right? That she's what? She's Jewish
Graham.
and has Laura Graham. Okay, that she's Jewish, but she has a thing for Santa because that was forbidden because of her family. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that just makes this movie.
You just want to meet that writer who thought of that. You know what I mean?
Okay, so let's
rate it.
this is your movie, right? Sean,
Okay.
Lon.
Oh, I give this an 8.
Sean.
5.
I give it an 8 as well.
I give it a 7, and I can't even believe you gave it an 8. Isn't that the high of anything you've ever done?
I'd give it an 8 myself.
It's a Terry Zwigoff movie.
Wow.
This guy,
I
this
forgot
is
to say
in
that.
fact,
Sorry.
yeah.
We'll be back.